Hello guys, so welcome to another session for AWS Cloud Database Administration. My name is Martin, as usual. Guys, so today we'll be looking at a very important topic that is cost estimation of a RDS instance. Okay, and it's very crucial for us to look at the cost estimation before deployment because we do not only have the objective to deploy and manage our RDS instances, we also have as objective to minimize cost, right? Sometimes you may have RDS instance or some certain resources lying that are not being used, and those instances of those resources, RDS resources, will be incurring cost for nothing. So it's essential for the cloud database administrator to understand the various elements that constitute an RDS instance cost, right? So today we are going to look at the AWS use this using the AWS browsing calculator. Okay, so um, guys. What is AWS pricing calculator? Okay, AWS pricing calculator is a feature, is a service that helps cloud AWS cloud users to actually estimate the price of an AWS specific resource before deployment. Like for the case of RDS, before you deploy an RDS instance, maybe you want to deploy a multi-AZ instance, maybe Postgres or SQL Server multi-AZ instance. Like sometimes it is necessary for you to use the AWS pricing calculator to actually like estimate the cost of your RDS instance for a period of 1 month, right? This will give you like a preview, or you will give you insights on what to expect as far as RDS cost is concerned, right? And you can use this to kind of set down like maybe a budget, or maybe do some corrections after maybe there's some discrepancies, or maybe you always use this AWS pricing calculator to get all of that. Okay, so how important is the AWS pricing calculator to RDS? I look at this AWS pricing calculator to be not just for cost estimation personally, right? Because sometimes, yeah, it's true, it's good for cost estimation, but apart from cost estimation, to me, the RDS pricing calculator is a measuring rod that you can use to actually see how to actually determine the various elements of cost as far as an AWS service is concerned. Okay, like RDS is an instance. It has storage, it has backup storage, it has the instance itself, it has IOP cost, right? So when you use the AWS pricing calculator, you can actually know that, okay, for a complete RDS instance, these are the elements of cost. So if I want to check what my RDS instance is consuming, I will need to, or if I want to optimize cost, I will need to kind of be looking at the backup storage, the backup cost, the storage. I will need to be looking at the instance type. I will need to be looking at those elements. Okay. So that is, to me, is very crucial. And you, from the pricing calculator, you'll be able to determine how this cost is being, how you're being billed, right? Like maybe like the maybe how many dollars or you're being billed for, maybe let's say for, let's take the case of a backup cost or the storage cost. From the pricing calculator, you are able to see how much you are billed, maybe for 1 GB per second, per week, per month, and you are able to actually determine based on, maybe do some cost adjustments, or do some maybe cost corrections, or do cost optimization, or actually see if you're being AWS is actually billing you for the right amount of storage that they're using, right? So to me, it's one of the this is very crucial for a cloud database administrators to understand. Okay, so yeah, we'll be moving to a demo, and I'll be showing you the first thing I'll be showing you is how you can use the AWS pricing calculator to determine your monthly cost, to estimate your monthly cost, right? And how you can also use that AWS pricing calculator to see how AWS bills your RDS instance, right? Maybe to see the unit prices or the prices per instance, like to actually see how this AWS bills you based on your usage. Okay, So yeah, we'll be moving to a demo, and yeah. Yeah, so what I will do is that for me to get to the AWS pricing calculator, I will just search AWS pricing calculator. Okay, so AWS pricing calculator for my browser, and yeah, you can see like the calculator is here. Okay, so you need to select that. Yeah, so when you select that, you can estimate. Okay, so you can estimate. You can also log into your RDS console. Okay, so click on estimate. Let's say you want to estimate the cost of an RDS instance. You click on estimate. So level of estimation. So what we do, the very first thing you can see, like you want to estimate the cost of a service. Okay, so the very first thing is search a location, right? So you have to choose your region. Let's say I want to choose my region. So let's go EU West 1. I love EU West 1. Okay. And now you need to select a service. For our case, we are going for RDS, right? And you're going to see all RDS services. So let's say we want to, maybe this time around, want to get RDS, let's say go for RDS Postgres. Okay. So we hit on configure, and so let's enter the name of the description. So RDS Postgres estimation, and so now look the instance specifications, guys. So you select how many instances do you want. Let's say this time around, let's go for one instance, and what is the instance class, right? You need to choose. Remember, let's say we decide to go for what kind of instance. Let's go for a bus table instance. That's a T class. Remember, let's go for the T bus table. So you need to search. You can just search dbt, right? Okay, so you have the T. These are the T classes. So you can, let's say we go for T3. I love T3. Let's go for T3 micro, right? So DBT3 micro gives you 2 vCPUs and 1 GB of RAM of memory, right? So you need to understand this powerfully well. It's very cheap, but you need to know how to use it. And like what would be utilization on demand? Like we like yeah. So what would be your like utilization? Will you use it 100% like every month? Like will it be actively being used for 1 month? You can, depending on you, maybe you can determine to put a number of hours per day, or number of hours per week, or number of hours per month that that instance will be using. Okay, so for a good cost estimation, I'll just go for 100% utilization monthly. Then let's, what deployment type will you want? Is it multi-AZ or single AZ? Let's go for multi-AZ. Okay, then what's the pricing model? Currently, I mean, we do not have a reserve instance. We go for on-demand instance. Okay, then now, what I want you to pay attention, guys, is this part which I look to be very important. This specific part, like the model of calculation. Okay, this one is very important because if you look at it critically, you see like AWS tells you that one instance is being, how the instance is being built. So you pay like one instance times 0.039 US dollars for 1 hour times 100% utilization a month, that times that's 730 hours in a month. It gives you 28.47 US dollars. This is how, like, you can take a lot of decision based on this, right? You can, you know that maybe if you go and calculate your utilization for the month or for the entire month, and it is not up to 730 hours in a month, you can, you can be like, you can go for contention, right? Check and actually see that what you are being built is actually what you are being like you're being used, right? Yeah, so this is where I wanted people to pay attention. Yeah, like look at the metric or the units of calculations and everything that AWS uses. Okay. Yeah, so we proceed. Yeah, so the next thing is asking if you want to use RDS proxy. For this case, let's go no, we don't need an RDS proxy now. You can also see show calculation. They'll tell you the calculation, the metrics like the units of calculation and everything for an RDS proxy, right? Then now storage. What storage volume do you want? Your ABS volume? Do you want SSDs, general purpose SSD, GP2, GP3, I1 or I2? Like you need to choose. For this case, let's go for general purpose SSD GP3. Okay. Or let's go for GP2 problem. So you see like what is the storage amount? Like how many gigabyte of storage do you want? You can maybe go for 20. Don't want so much. You go for 20 gigabyte. And what do you know? Most importantly, guys, look at what I told you. Like you see the show calculation. This is where I am so interested in. So every time I use this, um, yeah, this I'm so interested in. Like this, I always sometimes cost the cost per unit sometimes charges per unit sometimes may change, but the pricing calculator will always give you the right calculation metric, right? So you see that 20 gigabyte per month, and you can already see that it is 253 US dollars, right? Meaning that 1 gigabyte, like um, 1 gigabyte is costing you 0.253 US dollars, right? And for one instance, it gives you 5 US dollars for storage cost for 20 gig. Okay, so that is how you actually master the elements of cost as far as RDS is concerned. If tomorrow you want to optimize cost, what are the areas of RDS that you'll be looking? You come to your pricing calculator, you look at those features that you AWS uses to bill you, and those are the areas that you check on our RDS instance for cost optimization, right? So you know that okay, you're being billed for cost for storage. So how can I optimize storage? You're being billed for instance utilization. So how can I optimize storage, right? So how can I optimize cost? And that is how you continue functioning, right? Yeah. So and next thing is CloudWatch database insight for your RDS instance, right? This is a new feature just been added. So like, will you use CloudWatch database insight? So you can, if you select yes, okay, and you have to select your performance insight. What performance insights retention period do you want? The 7 days obviously is free, so you can see the calculation. Like cost estimation performance insights monthly $0.00 because you are using the 7 days free tier. Okay, so you see that the pricing calculator is not just only to estimate cost, but to actually have an in-depth view on how AWS bills you for your RDS instance. Okay, so you can see it. So you can already determine that okay, if we go for 7 days free tier for database insight, we are going to wouldn't pay anything, and that's great. Then they said, do you plan on running an extended support for this major version? If you want extended support, you said yes. If you don't want, you said no, because extended support is another area of cost where you pay. Okay, then you can choose your duration of the extended support. Okay, then number of hours running on Amazon extended support. I mean, we just did not just calculate that, but you can also see like see the metric of calculation. Okay, you can also see how it's being calculated. Then the next element, of course, is backup storage. Okay, now backup storage. Sometimes some people don't actually understand how backup storage works. Backup storage, normally when you get an RDS instance, when you get an RDS instance of maybe your storage is one terabyte, RDS gives you a backup storage of 1 terabyte. Okay, backup storage mean if you have backups in your RDS instance console that is up to 1 terabyte, you will not pay a single dime for backup storage. But immediately you cross your backup storage crosses 1 terabyte available already allocated for your RDS instance, you will start paying the backup storage. Okay, so here we can just determine that. Remember, we have 20 gigabyte that was estimated as storage cost. We can just determine that okay, probably we'll be needing maybe additional backup storage depending on our retention period and our automated backup, right? We can just say okay, we need additional backup storage of 20 gigabyte, right? Yeah, so you actually move down and see how backup storage is calculated. Okay, so they tell you for the 20 gigabyte, it is 0.095 US dollars per gigabyte. Okay, and I mean, you can obviously you see that you'll be paying if you have additional backup storage of 20 gigabyte, you're going to pay 1.990 US dollars. Okay, so that's very essential. That's very important. The next thing is snapshot export. Like, do you want to, because RDS will bill you for data transfer, right? If you want to export, you want to like you want to export your snapshot to maybe another region, AWS will bill you for data transfer across regions, right? That's very essential. They will ask you, okay, what is the total size of the backup process for export? Like how many gigabyte of export that you want to be doing? Maybe let's say we need to transfer maybe data what let's say 10 gigabyte, right? And you see the calculation. So AWS will bill you 0.011 US dollars for every 1 gigabyte. Okay, so you see that you pay um, um, 0.11 US dollars for any snapshot export that you have exported maybe to another region or to another AWS account. And yeah, so guys, that is this is really what I wanted you to understand and show you how you can use the AWS calculator not only to estimate cost but to actually do cost calculation differences, to actually do cost estimation, cost optimization, because sometimes somebody will just see 5,000 US dollars as RDS cost and you don't even know where to start. You'll be like, where do I start? How do I know how it was built and all of this? But with this AWS pricing calculator, you can actually go in and see this information before you even go for deployment. Yeah, it's true that in the BU, they always break it down, so you can also use your cost explorer in your management console. But this is very crucial, especially for those who are new to AWS. And yeah, and just to add, guys, this is not only for AWS RDS. You can do it. You can use this AWS pricing calculator for any service, right? Any service of your choice. Then you can now, let's say, you save and view summary. Okay, so I've saved and view summary. What happened? You see that, uh, like for 1 month, I'll be for an RDS Postgres instance that is DBT3 micro. I'll be paying 53 US dollars a month. Okay, 53 US dollars a month and 645.48 US dollars a year. So this is very important, especially if maybe you need to prove or you need to provide some data to your CTO on why you are going in for this particular instance, on the cost that you should be expecting, on areas that you need to optimize, on areas that need to change. Okay, yeah. So guys, sometimes you should also know that, like, I mean, this is just an estimate because the way you use your RDS instance also is like it also counts, right? Okay, so yeah, guys. So yeah, so you can see when you have this cost estimated, maybe you had like 4 RDS instances that you want your CTO has asked you to deploy. What do? You can just export it. Like you can export it as PDF, JSON, SCV, CSV. You can share a link directly here. You can share a link directly here, and yeah, your CTO will get the link and see what you have seen the estimate that you have done, and they will now be able to kind of give an approval for you to deploy it or not. Okay. Yeah, so guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. And please, if you have any question, if you have anything bothering you, put it in the comment section. I'll reply you directly or I'll make a video on this. Okay. So guys, for best practices, one, always use the AWS pricing calculator to estimate the cost of your RDS instance or your AWS resource before deploying it. Okay, it will be very important. It's very essential for you because while deploying this or while doing this estimate, you actually understand the areas where you are being billed for a particular resource, and with that you can also do cost optimization, because for RDS I know that, okay, I'm being billed for backup storage, I'm being billed for storage of like the instant storage of of my RDS. I'm being billed for RDS proxy and all of those things. So when you know all those elements that constitute an RDS cost, you can do cost estimation optimization. Sometimes Most people always leave automated backups like snapshot. They leave those snapshots without being used for a long time. They don't even delete them, and at the end of the day, they see the RDS cost skyrocketing. Okay, and that is very crucial. Okay, guys, yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for showing me a lot of love. And yeah, I can see that these videos are like helping a lot of people. And guys, so remember, you can always subscribe to my channel. And as I said, every weekend I'll make some this video to give back to the community. Okay. So in my next video, I will show you like step by step, like a breakdown on how you can actually view your RDS, not all RDS, your AWS bills, see a breakdown of these bills and how you can optimize this bill. Specifically, I will show you how you can optimize RDS instance cost, right? Because sometimes the way you use your RDS instance without knowing how to optimize this cost. I'll show you the key areas where you should focus as far as optimizing costs for RDS is concerned. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. As usual, my name is Martin. I'm a database cloud support engineer for Amazon Web Services. And all right, see you next time. Ciao. Take care, guys. Bye bye.